Yo, what's poppin' everybody? It's Zasian V 4. Today is finally the day we're going to be reviewing the 25th anniversary celebration set. This set finally arrives tomorrow in English. The cards have been leaked in English for a few days right now, like the whole card list. I've been mostly quiet about this set for several reasons, but we're going to be reviewing the set today, and I'm going to give you guys my opinions about the classic reprints and whatnot. So the set is basically 50 cards. You got the main set, which is going to be 25 new cards that should be playable, I think. All of these cards are going to be playable in the TCG. And then you got the classics right here, like the 25 reprints, which I do have some gripes with, but we'll talk about that later. Almost nobody is probably looking at this set from a competitive standpoint, but seeing as the cards are going to be legal in play, we're going to give this set a fair review like I do the other sets. So to start things off, we have a Ho-Ho. It's going to be mostly legendary Pokemon here. 130 HP basic. It does Sacred Fire, 50 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon, so 50 damage snipe. I guess that's okay. But then the second attack, 120 for 3. That's not too special. I guess it's an improvement from the old Reshram. Maybe that's not too bad. So decent little fire tech, I guess. If you have fire energy acceleration on your decks, this could be a decent little pick. I'm pretty sure most of these cards here, if not all of them, are just going to be average cards that are just going to be legal, but nobody's going to play them. But this one is decent at the very least. I can see some tech uses for it. It's one of those fire Pokemon. Ho-Ho is weak to lightning, so it's going to give you that different weakness and the fighting resistance too. Alright, we got Reshram next. This one, 130 HP. You got Scorching Wind, 20 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So this is like the old Tapu Koko promo that had this sort of spreading attack. That one had less HP, I think, or maybe it was 120, 130, whatever, but I think it had like one or two retreat, or just even free retreat maybe. So who knows? This one though, 3 retreat is big, but still sharing that same spreading attack. And Black Flame, if Zekrom is on your bench, this attack does 80 more damage, so 160 for 3 no cost. This isn't too bad. I guess I have to see what Zekrom does. Probably the same thing, I guess, for any sort of deck with these cards. But this is Reshram. Nothing too crazy. Once again, legendary basic. To be honest, we have a lot of great Pokemon that do cheap, quick spread. Sandaconda VMAX is one. We got the Dragapult V from Evolving Skies too. So you're better off using those types of Pokemon than Reshram here. But you never know. Then we got Kyogre, which I already know what it does. It's very disappointing. So, as you guys know, or if you don't, I'm a Gen 3 guy. You know, Kyogre, Groudon, and Rayquaza are my legendaries. And they gave this dude 120 for 4, and that's it. What in the hell? But anyway. And then the first attack, Aqua Storm. Discard the top 5 cards of your deck, and then choose 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. This attack does 50 damage for each energy card you discarded in this way to each of those Pokemon. So this is a bit reminiscent of the Groudon and Kyogre legend cards, which discarded your own stuff to do damage with Groudon, and then Kyogre discarded your opponent's cards, and you did a little bit of damage that way. But this one, you discard our own cards, which is already very bad. And I mean, if you do hit a bunch of energies, it's going to be an extreme sniping attack. But it has to be benched Pokemon, which kind of sucks. You can't even pick the active. So Mew with Bench Barrier, or Mr. Mime Barrier with Bench Barrier and Expanded, it's going to negate this. And it's just way too risky, in my opinion. It's not even like you need to hit a lot of energies for this to be somewhat useful, and you still need to attach 3. You're dumping cards from your deck. There's just a lot of better snipers out there that are more reliable. So this is Kyogre. Artwork is quite cool, of course. You got the admins right here, and Kyogre underwater, so that's good shit. And then I guess Groudon is over here. Let's look at Palkia next. So this guy has an ability, Absolute Space. As long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, your opponent can't play any stadium cards from their hand. Okay, so we get something interesting here. This is semi-useful, I guess, for competitive play. Blocking stadium cards, I mean, it's like a mini little Honchkrow GX. So, let's see the attack. Overdrive Smash, 80. During your next turn, this Pokemon's Overdrive Smash does 80 more damage. Okay, this isn't too great, because you're probably going to be dying in one shot, even with 130 HP these days. So, I guess this could be something in the active spot as a little, I guess, lock card. But the attack isn't too great. The rest of the card, like the stats, are standard. But that's Palkia, I guess. Then we got, okay, we got the Pikachus here. These ones definitely aren't competitive. They're just collectibles. This is like the base set, original Pikachu. If you guys played like the old Game Boy Color game as well. Um, it's the same card. I'm pretty sure the same everything. Maybe HP was 50 back then. I don't know. They made this sort of a revamped full art, of course, for the 25th anniversary. But that's it. I guess you can use it to evolve into Raichu if you want. And you got the Flying Pikachu V, and then the rest of the promo ones. These are, once again, based on old school promo cards. But they sort of updated them, I guess, to make them sort of work in today's age. So this is a V, 190 HP, free retreat is nice. And then Thundershock, 20 if heads, paralysis. This is kind of disappointing. But I mean, I guess you're doing 20 for 1, putting some pressure, and maybe you're going to get paralysis. Okay, it's not too bad. And then Fly, you flip a coin. If tails, this attack does nothing. If heads, it's going to prevent all damage. So kind of, once again, based on, I think, the original attack of the Flying Pikachu, the Fly attack. Yeah, you're going to block all damage and effects if you get heads. So, okay, 120. And then this is the VMAX as well. Okay. Oh, you got this plane here too. Max Balloon. During your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from basic Pokemon. This is a pretty solid attack. So, against basic Pokemon, they're going to need a different answer. 160 for 3. Still has the free retreat, 310 HP. Pretty respectable, actually. This is better than other VMAXs these days. So this is Flying Pikachu, VMAX. And then you got the Surfing one. Surf, 150 for 3. This is actually pretty cool because it's just like the old Surfing Pikachu. It was like a lightning Pokemon, needs water energies. So this one, they kind of kept it the same. So in a deck with water energy acceleration, not Frostmoth because you can't do it with Frostmoth. But anything else, like maybe a Blastoise or something, then if you need like a lightning coverage, maybe you could use something like this. So that's not bad, 150 for 3. Okay. And then the VMAX, it does 160 for 3, and then 30 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So not bad, not bad. I'm not going to lie, these cards aren't that bad actually. Whether they're going to be that competitive, probably not, but you can at least play them. They're playable. They're not like completely just used as like some of the GXs in, what was it, like Hidden Fates and stuff that you just couldn't play. Okay. And we got Zekrom. What do you do? White Thunder, that's right, is the same thing. If Reshram is on your bench, 160. And then Field Crush. If your opponent has a stadium in play, discard it. It's alright, I guess, but probably even Reshram's first attack has more potential. The artwork on these cards is quite cool, actually. This sort of ancient sort of depiction, almost like an ancient painting. I kind of dig it, I'm not going to lie. Really nice. Okay, and then we got Mew. Mysterious Tail. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may look at the top 6 cards of your decks, reveal an item card you find there, and then put it into your hand. Wow. So this is like the new Stellar Wish Jirachi that we're getting. So, yeah. Some competitive cards for sure, even in a sort of collectible set like Celebrations here. This is definitely going to be useful. You reveal 6 as opposed to 5. You can't get just any trainer like Jirachi, but you reveal an extra card. Most of the time, what you wanted to get with Jirachi was items anyway, or maybe a supporter. And it doesn't have the sleep thing, So you're not gonna stay stuck. You can just move out of the way if you have an energy, that sort of thing. Okay, not bad, not bad. Indeed. So this is new. It's gonna have like a secret area in here. I think it should be the same effect. Right. Then we got Xerneas. Just 100 for 3, and then Breath of Life. Search your deck for up to 3 basic energy cards of different types and attach them to your Pokemon any way you like. Yeah, I remember this. I think I read this before. Good energy acceleration attack for sure. It does need 2 energies, but I guess there's Twin and DC and Expanded. But then it's probably going to conflict with your energy count, so yeah, scratch that. They should have just made it maybe grab 2 energies and then just work with 1 energy as opposed to making it 3 and then it needs 2 to work. It's not going to be easy to pull off. It's definitely an energy acceleration attack that has potential, but I think it's just going to stay there because it's kind of difficult to make work. This sort of attack you want to be able to execute early game, like your beginning attack, sort of a early beginning of the game. And like if you're going to be running DCs and twins to get the 1 energy attachment and make this attack work, then what the hell kind of other energies are you going to have in your deck? That's 8 energies already. So you can't blend so many special energies with basic energies. And they have to be different types too. So yeah, it's completely ruined. It's a shame because the Arceus Prism didn't really do too much, and it had a sort of solid energy acceleration attack. And I wish they just corrected this on this card, but I guess not. And then we got Cosmog and Cosmoem. Star Protection. Prevent all damage from attacks, whatever. Nice sort of artwork here with Lily. I'm not a fan of these legendaries having like pre-evolutions and stuff, but it is what it is. Can't do anything about that now. Okay, this one doesn't do anything either. And then Lunala. Lunar Pain. Double the number of damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon. Damn. Okay, so another Aegislash Stage 2 had this from one of the Sun and Moon sets. I don't remember. Some people did try and make it work, but as a Stage 2 it was difficult. But this can be pretty broken if you can make it work. Like, man, I mean, you could potentially use this with something like Toxtricity or another spreading Pokemon, and you don't even need to use something like Dusknoir, because if you're going to be doubling the damage counters, you're just going to be killing everybody. So this could be good. Works with 2 energies too. I think that Aegislash may have needed 3, but I could be wrong. This one needs 2, so it should be better. If I remember right. And then Psychic Shot, 130, and then 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Okay. The decent usual stuff that is mostly underwhelming. Should have done more damage, but anyway. Alright. And then we got our first, well, not our first V, but I guess the Zasian V. This one is Psychic type. So, yeah, I guess they're different types. Because I think this guy's supposed to be fairy in the games too. Kinda, I mean, I guess it makes some sense. So, Roar of the Sword. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for a Psychic Energy, attach it to one of your Pokemon. And if you use this ability, your turn ends. Still quite good. I think we've learned this from Leafeon V a little bit. This isn't good. I mean, after you want to attack and you want to progress in the game. But if you play first, if you want to play first, or if your opponent forces you to play first, then this is a handy ability, even if you just make use of it once. So, not bad. And then a Storm Slash. This attack does 30 more damage for each Psychic Energy attached to this Pokemon. So this is a dude that screams to be used with Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX once again. I mean, yeah, it makes sense to use him with that guy. If it's going to be worth it or not, I guess we'll see. The damage is alright, it's not the greatest. I mean, if I stop and think about it, it's actually better than the Shadow Rider Calyrex's multiplier. I mean, it starts at 60 base, so yeah. not bad for sure. It's going to be much tougher. So yeah, scratch what I said. I think this card is actually going to be quite good with heavy lines of Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX. So, damn, I mean, this celebration set, like the regular set, it actually has a lot of solid cards. I'm a bit surprised because I knew about the Kyogre and the Groudon right here that we're going to look at. And I knew, okay, if they're going to be giving us cards like these, it's going to be ass. But I guess not. So Groudon, massive rend, same as the Kyogre, 120 for 4. Too slow, not enough damage. And then Magma Volcano, discard the top 5 cards of your deck once again. It's just going to do 80 damage for each energy you discarded in this way. So this is pretty similar to Kyogre. Instead of spread snipe, you hit the active, which is actually much better and better multiplier too. So if you hit like 3 energies, you're doing 240, which is strong, but once again, there's a lot of risk to this. I don't know if it would be worth it to use. 3 energies, it costs a lot to power up too, but whatever, this is Groudon. It's such a shame, this one looks so cool. God damn it, I mean, you got Courtney here as well, you got Tabitha, even if it's like the newer ones, not the OG ones. I mean, damn man, if only this one was good. I would love it. It looks pretty hot as a rare holo too. I've seen it. Fuck. Anyway, moving on. Now we got Zama Zenta. So this one, all of your fighting Pokemon take 20 less damage from attacks from your opponent's VMAXs after weakness and resistance. You can apply more than one of this Growl of the Shield abilities. I guess it's okay on okay ability, but it doesn't stack. I wish it was just 10 instead of 20 and it stacked. I think that would have been better. I mean, these days there's Pokemon that block VMAXs completely from attacking you, so just blocking damage, I don't know. And his attack is definitely shittier than the other one. Just 150 for 3. You don't get nothing else. I mean, what the hell is with this favoritism as usual? You know, Zama Zenta being inferior to Zasian. Or at least outclassed. Maybe that's the better word. The Zama Zenta V, the original one, isn't too bad actually. It has its uses. This one though, it's definitely gonna take the L compared with this guy. Anyway, and we got Evil Tall next up. Dark Feather, just 100, and then Cry of Destruction. Discard up to 3 special energies from your opponent's Pokemon. Way too specific being specials, but maybe that's a good thing. Because this could have been an annoying attack otherwise. Broken. But because it has to be special, then it should have some limited use. So that's it. That's what this guy does. I mean, it's probably more useful than what Xerneas can do. The Energy Acceleration attack. Alright. And then we got Dialga. Man, this one doesn't look that good. Where are you, Palkia? I think Palkia looks better. You kind of missed the mark on this one. But maybe it's just me. You got Temporal Backflow. Put a card from your discard pile into your hand. Pretty strong attack, recovery attack. You can do all sorts of combos with this shit. It's a weaker Sableye, so that's good. But I don't like attacks like these. They can be pretty dangerous. In expanded at least. And then Metal Blast. 60, and this attack does 20 more damage for each metal energy attached to this Pokemon. So it's going to be 120 if you have like 6 metals, and then you can go stronger from there. Okay, so this one isn't too good. Palkia, I mean, his attack was also kind of ass, but at least this guy has this ability. Okay. And then there's Solgaleo. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may switch it with your active Pokemon. Oh yeah, it's Rashin. Exact Rashin like Keldeo and Necrozma. So not bad. It's a stage 2, so probably not many will use it. But I guess it's nice that it's come back at least in some way. And then Solar Geyser. Attach up to 2 basic energy cards from discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. I mean, it kind of combines the Solgaleo GX's ability and then the attack from the GX promo. Kind of. And you got Lily again in the background. Okay. As a stage 2, the attack and the sort of ability is kind of wasted, but what the hell do I know? Anyway, and then you got Lugia. I was gonna say Lugia X. No, it's not Lugia X. Aero Ball, 20 damage for each energy attached to both active Pokemon. That's nice. It's basically like Mewtwo EX, but this is just the basic, so it's nice. You know, nice sort of power creep. Okay, it's good. And then Deep Crush, 160 during your next turn's Pokemon can attack. Okay, fair enough. Kind of weak, but fair enough. First attack is good though, and it's a colorless Pokemon, so you can squeeze it in a lot of decks. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Okay, and then we got Professor Research. This is the same as the other researchers like Magnolia. I think that's her name. The old granny professor, Sword and Shield, and then Juniper. And this is just another artwork if you want to use Oak. So, yeah. It has this unique artwork where this guy's, his hand is in the text sort of section of the card here. Like it's some sort of a damn level X dude or something. Or Gold Star, I guess. Anyway, this is the secret rare version. Looks pretty nice. Bookcase right here. He's holding some books. Ken Sugimori, yeah. And then the new right here. I believe this one is gonna be probably it is gonna be, what am I saying? Probably the most expensive card from the main set anyway. It's Shiny Mew. It's blue. This might be a competitive card too, so it's a double combination, I guess, double combo of goodness, same as you. So that's right, and that's about it from the main set. So the way Celebration works is each pack is going to have 4 holographic cards. All of these cards are going to be holographic. Every single legendary, and I think even this guy. And you get the chance to get one of these full arts or like the special hot cards, or you might just get 4 of these regular legendaries. And then you're going to get one of these classic reprint cards. Now, all of these cards are fully based on original older cards printed from all of the different eras. So I'm not going to spend too much time reading them. All of these cards are not going to be able to be played in tournaments, but you can use them in casual play, which is kind of the sweet part. Which brings me to some of my gripes here. Okay, so for starters, we only have 25 of these cards, making this set quite short. 25 of the classic reprints, and then the sort of new cards here. You're talking about a 50 card set. Now the packs only have 4 cards, but still, I wish they made the set maybe at least 80 cards and then gave us more reprints and stuff. Because there's a lot of weird stuff in this sort of reprint section as well. So for example, you get Xerneas right here, Xerneas EX from the original X and Y set. This was a kind of a decent card, but Yveltal EX was definitely the much better, more competitive card for years, as long as it was around. It was one of the strongest attackers. Even like before it rotated, it could still do shit. So that card is completely not here. Like they didn't include it, which is just crazy to me. So you get weird shit like this. Like how can they include one of the duos, the duo of the legendaries, but not that dude? Like they've got Reshram and Zekrom, so they included both of these, but no Yveltal. And then for Groudon, they keep Team Magma's Groudon here, which is great. I'd rather have Groudon than Kyogre, honestly. But if you're going to include this guy, it's only fair to include Team Aqua's Kyogre as well. Now, I guess the sort of maybe excuse is that, or justification, is that this guy was kind of competitive in the early days when the card came out. Like the Team Magma deck actually won the first World Championship by the Pokemon Company when they took over from Wizards. The Japanese sort of won all 3 divisions, I believe, and everybody thought like it was going to be the Firestarter Blaziken EX deck, Blaziken that was going to win, but then the Japanese surprised everybody with Team Magma. It was sort of the faster deck. So I get why this guy is included, but still, I mean, it kind of seems out of place to include one and not the other, because this isn't about like the most competitive cards, I guess. So you got the original starters, of course, Venusaur, Charizard, and then Blastoise. You got cards from all of the eras too. But a lot of the cards here, they're not going to be that desirable. Like Tapu Lele GX here, stuff like maybe even Mewtwo EX. There's sort of newer cards that are still easily available. So these are going to be the lesser, I guess, picks, at least for someone like me, if I was going to be pulling cards. There are some very good cards included though, like probably my best one, believe it or not, is this Rockets Admin. The original versions for these cards, like the Rockets Admin Supporter, are extremely expensive. It's just an uncommon card. Excuse me. It's just an uncommon card, but it's very expensive, I guess because there's low supply or not enough prints. This is basically N, so you could always use like N to substitute this if you want to play like the old formats casually. But it's nice that they put this card in here. It was definitely a very competitive card. It makes sense. An iconic card from the time, so it makes sense for them to have it here. But I really think they did us a favor by putting this here. They're like, okay, we're going to help out the dudes that want to play old formats, so you don't have to pay like 40 euros for a card like this. It should be much cheaper in this set. Same with stuff like Garchomp, Sea-Level X, and Luxray. I have these cards like their original versions in real life, but it's good that you'll be able to get a sort of second access to them, a second print. It's great because they only have one print. Clay Doll, kind of the same, even though this guy, he's not that difficult to get, I would say. Stuff like the Birthday Pikachu, Mew EX, another good pick, I guess. They only put 2 EXs, which is a bit annoying, but I get it, I guess. And then Gardevoir. My picks, like the cards that I would want to get from celebrations, which I will get eventually, hopefully. We get them without for trading card games, but it remains to be seen. I think there's going to be delays in Europe, and we're trying to do openings for our channels too. But the cards that I'm interested in, of course, are the old school EXs like Gardevoir EX here, Mew, definitely Rockets Admin, and then Umbreon Gold Star. Everybody wants Umbreon Gold Star because it's a fucking Gold Star, but I don't even think like most people really appreciate why these cards are cool. Like they just put this Gold Star right here. Once again, no Espeon, which is very annoying to me because both of the cards, they were the pop Gold Stars essentially. And it's not like one was more competitive than the other, I would think, unless I'm wrong. So they should have included both of them, but they just put Umbreon, of course, for fuck's sake. And don't get me wrong, I do love Umbreon, but of course I love Espeon even more. So it kind of sucks for me as usual. But I would like to pull this card because it's just, I've never owned a Gold Star in my life. Unfortunately, I kind of missed out on them. Too expensive right now. Maybe when we get rich. But yeah, it's just, it should have been a bigger set pool of reprinted cards, I would say. And then the other thing, they put the full art versions for these dudes, but not for Tapu Lele or Mewtwo. It just doesn't make sense. Like you get Rayquaza here. Why you had to pull this dude? I guess they wanted to put a Mega in, and then they decided, hey, let's put Rayquaza too, because there's no Rayquaza card in here. I don't think that was good, because this Rayquaza is definitely not one of the coolest looking ones for sure. It just doesn't look that good. This sort of angle, it always pissed me off. Same with the full art one from Roaring Skies. Didn't do it for me. Okay, so I think that should do it. I mean, like I said, there isn't much point in reviewing this card. You get Donphan Prime here, another good card. It should have been more cards. Something like this, it came out in Evolutions 2, so I didn't know why they wanted to include it again. Kind of a missed opportunity, but it is what it is. And that's basically, I mean, it. And I guess another thing that I can't forget, I mean, these cards, I can understand them not being able to be played, but some of the other ones, like the Zasian level X, the Dragapult Prime, those sorts of promotional ones where they made them sort of be compatible with the current format, even though they have other rule boxes, other rulings about them. They should have just made them be able to work, even if it was just going to be that one level X that was going to be in the format. You put it onto the regular Zacian, and it wouldn't have caused any problems, I would say. Like something like this, yeah, it can't be available. But the other ones that are in the promotional boxes, like Sylveon V, they should have been able to be played, I think. But anyway, maybe I'm missing something. And here, I speak of the devil. These are the promo. Like this guy, for example. This guy is like a gold star, but his stats are like they represent this era. You wouldn't get a gold star with 130 HP back in the day. The best you would get was like 90 or 80 HP, I think. So this guy could work today as a sort of regular basic Pokemon, like these guys basically. It could have worked like them, but they made them so you can't use them in games. I don't think it was right. And even if it has a Pokepower, like who cares? It just gives a little bit of diversity in the format, even if it's just mini. Like this guy, he obviously does the stage 2 damage stage 2 Pokemon would make these days. So I don't know why they did this. This guy too. Could have worked perhaps. Okay. So this is the celebration set, guys. The main set does have some cards that could be used for standard play. So you should pick up on it. I'm pretty sure everybody's going to want to pick up this set because it's celebrations. And even though I said a lot of negative things about it, like they could have made it a much better, be a much cooler set, even though it already is pretty cool. Of course, I do want to get this so I can get the cards. Like a lot of the cards that I want. Most of the cards here I don't give a shit about, but the few ones that I do give a fuck about, I do give a fuck about a lot. Even some of the wizard stuff like this, it'd be nice to have in your collection. Right. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you can, if you're able to, get your celebrations, enjoy them. It's gonna be hard for sure, since everybody wants to get this shit right now. I don't know how many reprints they're gonna make. I don't know. I mean, people say that, for example, Umbreon Gold Star is the rarest card here, but I don't know exactly. These are technically, all of them fall in the same sort of category in this set. It's not like maybe one is more rarer than the other, but you never know. The ratios are 4 hollows in a pack with a chance to get one of these special ones. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe stuff like Umbreon Gold Star, yeah, it's the rarest of all of them. Who knows? I guess we'll find out as more people open shit. Okay, I think I rambled long enough. Hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share this video with your friends, and I'll be back with some more matches with Zasian V Union. I just had to do this because, you know, I gotta review the newest set, and it's celebrations too. Like, I needed to say my piece on it. I don't know if I'm going to be making more reviews on this website too, just in Basil. Maybe, if they have all of the scans like they do. It might be better than Cerebi. But I don't know just yet. I just knew they had them for this set. But I don't know if they're going to be, all of them are going to be around here. From like the regular sets too. So, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Wazay!